Hi everybody, I'm Steve Watts, co-founder of Base Global Solutions. I'm joined today by Wyatt, the other co-founder of Base Global Solutions and COO. We're currently here in the Philippines, and we thought we'd get some time together to take a bit of a sit down and have a great chat about the things that we see working with offshore teams, the experiences that we can have, and how we can really open up opportunities for businesses across Australia of all sizes and shapes to look at and leverage offshore talent as a strategy to go forward and really look to execute and make your business the best it can be. So take a seat with us as we go through BaseX, and we'll talk to you today and over the next few weeks about some great strengths that you can look at to use when looking with offshore and working with offshore teams. Hey Wyatt, it's great to see you, and we're here on floor 11 of our brand new office space here in the Philippines. How does it feel?
It is a bit surreal looking out, and it's not often you and I sit down and have a full serious convo, but it's pretty exciting to be here and be in our new office and have a chat about everything base and offshore talent and talk through some of the strengths and weaknesses. Again, not often we do it, but excited to do.
Yeah, totally exciting. And we're here for the week this week, mate. So it's been a pretty jam-packed week already so far.
Yeah.
But we're here for one of the biggest events of this half of the year. Do you want to talk to us a bit about Base Jump?
Yep. So mid-year team building or Base Jump for our people. Just a chance for our people to come together and really connect with each other. That's the real important part. It's not about you and I. It's a everything employee. This year is all about team building, collaboration. We'll have some games, prizes, a little bit of competitiveness, which I love. Sure. But again, all about the connectedness of the team.
Oh, fantastic. And earlier this week, you and I set ourselves a challenge with the rest of our support team to go on a ziplining course. Should we talk a little bit about who did and did not go on the huge big rides?
We will, just because that pumps my tyres up a little bit. No, the team did an excellent job. I just thought that we had Teresa. Everyone did the swing, which was super fun. They broke through the walls and barriers of a little bit of nervousness. Which is cool, and they took the base jump, if you will, and then Andrew and I toughed it out on the bike across the zip line, balanced across, and that was a little bit scary, and had the butterflies in the stomach, but heaps of fun.
Absolutely awesome. And for those that didn't do it, including myself, I think we're all pretty envious of the position you're in now. But what's really cool is that next time we come back and we visit another amazing island here in the Philippines, that particular task or challenge has to be at the top of our list to complete. So I'm pretty excited by that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, you have to do it. Bite the bullet, go for it, and you'll have fun.
Well, good. So where that leads me to is we're talking about taking a jump, taking a leap of faith. And what I love about coming to the Philippines is it does challenge quite a lot of us, and that can look, I guess, in different ways to be a little bit hard sometimes, but also quite easy. And so I wanted to have a chat to you this morning about when you're working with offshore talent, what are the things that you do to make sure you get the right people into the right roles at the right time?
Very good question. The first part is really the strategy. So what I mean by that is we work with lots and lots of businesses, and quite often we would talk to them about the willingness or the ability that they have to fill a role. It's and get a quick fix that couldn't be further away from what the strategy should be. A business should sit down and really look at what's the role I'm looking for now and how is that going to impact in the future. So that's sort of where we come in and talk through, okay, yes, we can fill the gap now, but how do we bake this in and make it a long-term strategy? So that's the first part, and I think one of the most critical. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do, absolutely.
Yeah.
We might unpack that a little bit further. And the reason I want to go into a bit of detail here, we've been working with accounting businesses, bookkeeping businesses, financial services, engineers, so a wide range of businesses. And particularly in Australia right now, there is, I guess, a crush on the amount of talent that's available and a bit of a shortage. And from my observation, it's all about finding the right person to really fit into your team. So that might be attributes, characteristics, and capabilities. But I just wanted to lean into something a bit further here. You mentioned there a lot of firms or businesses will rush to fill a seat. And sometimes it feels like you need to do that. And we've all been in positions where there's pressure. But talk to me a bit about the businesses that you do speak with, the ones that are looking to fill a spot quickly, what are some of the things that you would say to a firm or a business like that, just so they can sort of slow down a little bit and rethink their approach?
I would say exactly that. I would say slow down. The world's not going to stop and the business won't stop.
Yep.
So just take your time. It's okay. Take a breath. That's point number one. But I'd also say have a think about what the ideal person looks like for you. What does that role look like? Again, it's just what does it look like now and what does the 12-month milestone look like? What does the 2-year, 3-year and 5-year milestone look like so that that person can come on the journey with you? That's probably one of the most critical parts is slow, take a breath, really think about this next role and how it can impact and then start to plan from there. And through don't put any unnecessary pressure on yourself. Through the interview process, if you find someone that you really like, great, let's go. Let's move forward. If you're not quite feeling it, that's okay as well. It's all good. Just take your time and you will find the right person in collaboration with us through the partnership.
Okay. Well, I mean, that leads me to another, pivotal point of the decision-making process. And obviously, as co-founders, we've set up our business so that we have a very rigorous and vetted process in place to make sure we position to our clients the best of the best, so they're going to get the cream of the crop when it comes to talent. If you think about an experience you've had recently when we've built out our team, what are some of the things that you've had from a gut feel that have allowed you to be really confident in the hire that you've made to build out our business?
For me, when we're interviewing, it's the technical components are part of it, but I'm really looking for someone that I connect with on the call. Someone that is relatable, can have a good conversation with, that understands, and we can have two-way. Quite often, we want someone to understand the task and the role and be willing to step in and be able to do. But there's also a part of we also want someone that is going to be able to come back and suggest and bring their own ideas and put their own spin on it. So that's what we're really looking for. And I think I'd recommend that to anyone that's going through an interview process is what can they do to bring benefit to the business immediately with their technical side, and longer term, what can they do to start to open up and suggest ideas. But the gut feels really about do we have a good conversation? And so most firms in Australia, the typical way would be to go in and smash through technical questions from the get-go. I'd recommend just taking a step back again, slow down, you hear us say it a lot, and start to understand what does the person like to do on the weekend? What are their hobbies? Are they singers, dancers? I don't know, whatever it is. Start to have a think about that. And if you feel it and you connect it and it's a free-flowing convo, that'll be a good start.
Yeah, fantastic. You're leading me down a path here, which I think is great because taking away the stress and pressure of a hire is really important. And obviously our role in this situation is to help our clients at ease and feel that they can get someone awesome and great to deliver upon what they're looking for. So if I think about a new client or business looking to bring on some staff, I'm already feeling a little bit anxious about having somebody overseas. And without being able to look at you face to face, I'm not going to have that opportunity to really get to know them on that personal level. So what are the things that you do up front as part of the base team prior to somebody meeting one of our clients or one of our candidates? What are the things that you and your team do internally to really make sure they get the best of the person and that personality?
Well, they've come through a bit of a process already. So prior to hitting a client and in a client interview, they've come through our process, which typically involves a job advert of some sort, maybe some headhunting if required. They might have come through our existing network of people. We get lots of referrals from our existing people just because they're excited about working with us already. So why wouldn't they want to refer a friend or a previous colleague?
Excellent.
So that's super exciting. That's part one of the process. Second, we're looking through resumes. We're looking for the technical stuff that sticks out to us on paper. They then come through our talent team here via usually a 2-step interview process of a bit of a phone screen and then a proper kind of like pre-interview from our point of view. And then we hand select the ones that go through to the client for them to take a look at and review. So they've come through this process all the way up before the client even sees the resume. And then the client looks at the resume and makes a decision on who they'd like to meet.
Okay, that's awesome. So that means I'm meeting someone for the first time. I already know on paper that they should meet the skills and the capabilities I'm looking for.
Yes.
What I'm looking for on the day of the phone call and the interview is really to get to know that person and understand what they like, what's their hobbies, what's their interests. And I'm looking for a gel between us to make sure that we're going to be able to work together really well.
Totally. Absolutely. There's that one part to that. And look, there's no doubt you've still got to dig into and go a little bit more granular and deep into some of the technical stuff.
Okay.
By doing that, you really understand, I don't know, for an accounting role or a bookkeeper, when you're doing the GST reconciliation during the BAS, can you understand, or do they understand what is GST applicable and what's not?
Sure.
Do they know what Bunnings is if they're looking at a transaction? So those things are really still critical. So dig there a little bit, and then once you validate that, do you feel a connection?
Sure.
Twofold.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's I mean, they're all like extremely important points to be conscious of when you're going through the process with the candidate, making sure you choose the right person, the right skills, capability, personality. So thinking about then the strategic approach to growing your team. We said before, we're not just filling seats with people. We want to make sure we get the right person at the right time who will do the right job. Right? And that's obviously pivotal to the success of any business going forward. So if you were thinking about them, we're talking to a business today and we want to give them some insights around how to position and think about offshoring. And we're talking about slowing the business down so they can make the right decision. What in your opinion or what your experiences have been the best ways to approach that? To just take a breath and reapproach your offshoring and team expansion journey. Can you give me like 3 or 4 points about what you would do if you're in that position?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say take a look at your overall business structure because everyone's different. So one business might have they might have the exact same amount of people in Australia in their local team here, or they might have many less or many more, but take a look at your structure and the way that you're set up because the way that you're set up may be totally different to the next person we speak to.
Okay.
So taking a step back and then understanding from there, you've stepped back, I've had a look, where does this next role or roles that you're trying to fill, where do they fit into our org structure and what's the specific role that they play?
Sure.
Because, again, simply filling a role and saying we need this done now and we're going to just plug anyone in, that's not going to work. Does that person fit into what we need, but also does where they want to go align with where we want them to go and where this role's going. Okay. Because if they want to go in one direction with their career, but you see them going in another, you need to identify that early on. Okay. And so identifying the career path for that person is super important. So again, step back. What's my business structure? Where do I sit? Yep. I'm different to ABC accounting down the road, so maybe I'm not going to be the same as them. They've told me their structure, but that's not the same for me. Yes. And then, okay, and where does this roll now, and where's it going to be? Sure. I'll just say starting there is a really great opportunity.
If I dug a bit deeper here, I'm just thinking about a few things that have come up as you're talking through. How do I know it's the right time to pull the trigger and expand my team? Because I'm sitting here as a co-founder with you, and I'm thinking about our business. I'm thinking about some of the businesses that my friends have. And often the question is, when do I do this? Yep. And at what moment do I actually know? So what do you think? What would you do in this moment?
It's like the chicken or the egg situation at that time. Sure. So which one do I do? Is there a gap? Can my team already fill that gap? What are our capacities? But I would say it comes a little bit from is my current team, are they starting to get at capacity? And if they are, can I hire? It's easier to say than do. Yes. But hiring early so that you know that if you get more work, and this is what most businesses do, they sit down and go, oh no, I've just had 3 new clients this week that have signed on the dotted line with me. Right. I need another person. Yep. Whereas taking a look at your own pipeline as a business, what have you got coming in the door? What type of work is it? What are some opportunities that you've got out there? If you landed 3 clients next week that you weren't expecting, would you be able to cater for those clients? Yep. If the answer is no, then you probably need to start looking now, and you need to get specific on what that looks like. If the answer is yes, we are going to hire now, then that's great too. But again, stepping back and going, again, we'll just say slow down, step back. This is going to come up a lot in the discussion with us today because a lot of people do tend to rush. Yep. So I need to understand, can I take care of my existing clients with what I've got? Yep, good. But if I got more, could I? No? All right, let's have that combo. Okay. And look, and you're probably putting me at ease here because I'm thinking about,
a lot of our new clients, and obviously we're new in this journey, so being a part of the accounting profession, being in business for a number of years between us, experiencing some firms that typically go very quickly but probably should slow down. It sounds to me like your team and what you do and how we operate is much more of a consultative type experience, which means taking a breath, thinking strategically, tactically, how will we implement and execute against a plan. So you put me at ease by saying these things.
How would we do that? So if you were going to sit down with one of our new clients coming in the door and they say, Steve, we think we're ready, but we're not sure. What are you going to? What are you saying to them? What's our approach?
My approach, obviously, working with our team and larger teams, has always been to listen and understand first. And so we typically would take a meeting to understand exactly that particular business.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on right now. And so that may take an hour or 2 hours, and we're happy to do that because the more that we understand how that firm or business comes together, when I say come together, I'm really interested about how the intricacies of how their working environment is, how they speak to each other. I want to see and hear from their staff about what's working and what's not working. I want to get to know the directors or the owners and what they're trying to achieve. And once we have a really clear picture of the current state, it allows us, based on all of our experience, to really provide them with a recommendation around what the next steps could look like and paint a picture of success so they can see exactly where they can get to. We're not here to dictate how or what that should look like because every business is different. And as you said before, the uniqueness of the roles and what we do is that we're able to find really great people, but we don't want to rush the process and provide someone who's really great that's misaligned to the company or business's journey. Because it's important for all of us to know that if I'm joining something or I'm looking for you to join our organisation, you've got to come with me on a journey that might be 3 to 5 years. And if those plans are misaligned from the start, we're not going to see out the 3 to 5 year journey or even longer. We're going to stop that pretty quickly. And so that's probably the rushing that we're talking about, is thinking about how does your organisation operate? And if you've got a really clear picture or vision of your business in 3 to 5 years, what does it look like in 3 to 5 years? In your mind, you'll have a really awesome plan, but we've got to get it onto a piece of paper. We need to understand what that plan looks like, and then we're going to take you on a journey with us and put in tactical plans against a strategy that we can execute every day. And that's how I would approach it, and that's what we do so far for our clients.
Totally.
And the benefits have been quite large. We've got some firms who have grown from 1 to 2 people in 6 months. We've got other firms who have gone from 1 to 10 people. So there's some extremities there of different organisations. But when you think about what we've done for each of those businesses, it's been very bespoke. It's been very consultative. And we've really spent the time to understand those businesses and actually provide them with an outcome they're looking for, not just a quick fire away, I'll support you now and see you later. This is a long-term plan if you're going to work with us.
Totally. Yeah, couldn't agree more. So that you'd in summary, what you're saying is the ones who rush it aren't up for or probably won't have a long-term partnership or a long-term employee.
Well, they've been done a disservice by their provider, to be honest with you. If the provider isn't taking the time to really open up the conversation and understand that particular business, then you can't expect to have a really great outcome in 3 to 5 years' time.
Totally. No, I couldn't agree more.
All right. Well, that wraps up our first BASEX conversation. I'm excited to go through that with you, Wyatt, and sort of get a feel for where this is going to head. And next week, we're going to cover more. And we're going to dive into a few more areas that are really important to understand and be abreast of when you're looking at expanding your team in a global workforce. So thanks very much, mate.
No worries. Good stuff.